I ended up on the podium, but
Speed it up, 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 speed it up. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy. Go faster, ayy. Don't wake up, go down.
Hi, Pepper. Okay, bye.
hi, good morning. Good morning. It is early. It is like 6:30, which is early for me, someone who works at night. And I am headed to a CrossFit competition about an hour away, and I gotta go, so I'll see you there. Okay, so I made it to the competition. It is out of the Bay Area a little bit, closer to Sacramento, and I am excited. I was a little bit nervous last night. It was hard to sleep because you're like excited and nervous. Also, getting up for this competition was a lot earlier than when I usually get up because I work as a reporter at a TV station. I usually work until 11 p.m. and I was trying to go to bed like before 11, which didn't happen, and didn't get a ton of sleep. But I feel like when you do these competitions, you have like all this adrenaline. You're like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm excited. So because of that, I feel a lot more awake than I usually would with the very limited amount of sleep I got, because I had to get up at like 6 to get over here because the competition started around 7. Well, it started around 8, but there was like a briefing at 7:30 and all that kind of stuff. Got to register and sign in and everything like that. So I had to get here early. We're in the RX division, my partner and I. It's a 2-person same-sex team competition, and we're one of 3 teams in the RX division. So I guess, look at that, we podiumed. We haven't even started yet. We've already podiumed, it looks like. So that's fun. First event is a strength event, which is the one I am least excited for, but I'm gonna get it out of the way. It's the first event. So gonna start warming up for that. They just sort of started getting going with it. It is a complex of cleans. So your partner has to do one complex and you have to do one complex. I'm gonna be probably going first. And it should be interesting to see where we are, because you never know how you're gonna do at these competitions until you see your competitors. Local competitions are all about who signs up. So a local competition, you can do one where you're like in a certain division and you're last, and then you can go and do another one and you're first, just because it's all about who signs up. It's not like a competition where there was a qualifier, so you know, oh, we're all about at this level, or I came in 10th in the qualifier, so that's about where I expect to be. Local competitions, you have no idea.
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's talk about the workouts. So this was the first workout we did. We had to load our arm bar. It was that complex that you just saw on your screen. And I started with the first part of that complex. You're going to see it in 2 screens here because someone got an Instagram clip of me doing it. So from the front and from the side, it was 3 deadlifts, 2 hang squat cleans, and 1 squat clean from the ground. I was pretty happy with how this looked. I was happy with how I felt during these lifts. We all know squatting's not my strength, but here it actually felt pretty good. So maybe I'm doing some stuff right now. Here's my partner. Her name is Kennedy, doing her lifts. This was her last made lift, but actually her second attempt. This is 147.5 pounds on the bar, I believe, which is super heavy. She's only 17 years old, so that's amazing. I can't do that now, and certainly couldn't do that at 17, but maybe one day. This is my second attempt, which I end up making as well. This is 135 on the bar. Before it was 125, so I went up by 10 pounds and felt pretty good on this one too. I was happy with how it looked and felt. I do drop the bar here. You were allowed to drop the bar in between the hang cleans and the squat cleans. This is all legal in the competition. And hit that last rep. Was super happy with it. Wanted to give my partner some time because she's stronger than me, so I wanted to allow her to have more time to work. And here is her last attempt, I believe. This is 157.5. She misses the second jerk, but got so close to it, made 2 attempts at it. Here's the second squat she had to do. And this is the jerk that she's going to miss hit her head a little bit there, but she was totally okay. First workout is done, and honestly, that wasn't that bad, and wasn't that nervous going into it. I feel like once I saw the setup here, I wasn't as nervous. So I said my last competition was in December of 2021, so it's like more than a year ago. I didn't do any competitions in 2022, any in-person ones. I did the Open, of course, you saw that here, but I didn't do any, ones in person. But before that, before the one I did in San Francisco in December of 2021, I did Wadapalooza in 2021, and that is a very big competition, and this is much more casual than that. So local competitions are fun because they're just a little bit more lighthearted, and I haven't done one like this in a while, and I kind of forget how these are just, just fun. I hit 135 on my complex, which for me is decent, or like good for me. Like I would have failed that a couple weeks ago. I know I tried 135 for a similar complex back during quarterfinals prep and failed it. I don't know if I made the first squat. So the fact that I made 3 squats at 135 consecutively is a pretty big deal for me. So definitely a win. My partner failed a lift twice, but she did great, and I couldn't even hit what she hit once. So I think she should be really happy too. I think she was a little disappointed in that, but she did great. So on to next. I've got some C4 in here. I've got some pretzels for a snack, and then we got another workout pretty soon, actually. It's another fairly quick one, and then we have a long one after that.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this is actually going to be scores 2 and 3. So there are 2 workouts going on simultaneously during this 10-minute AMRAP. You see, one partner is working on 30 double unders and 10 deadlifts. Every time that is completed, you have to switch with the second partner who is working on accumulating 75 burpees 4 times. So that's going to take less than the 10 minutes, at least for all the teams here. So I'm in the back right now burpeeing. My partner Kennedy started us off. I'm a little bit faster on the burpees, so it made more sense to get me on there first to try and accumulate as many burpees as I could. We actually finished second in the burpee half of this workout, so our strategy likely worked. The team that ended up winning the whole thing won every event, so second was pretty much as good as you can get. We are switching now. I am going on to my double unders, and let me tell you, the double unders were severely impacted by all of the jumping for the burpees. Like I messed up on these more than I expected to. And I think my partner had the same experience after coming off the burpees. Here I am on my deadlifts. This is the only set of deadlifts I ended up breaking up, mostly because I had just done the burpees and knew I had to go back at them. You see me right back there now, doing those burpees again. And this was my second set of burpees. I ended up doing, I believe, 47 of the 75. And here I am in the middle, switching halfway because it just got really tiring to jump on the same side for that volume of these burpees to this target. I've not done a lot with this type of target before, but I think we did pretty well at it and adapting to it. Just jumping up and hitting it. It was the same for everyone at 88 inches, which is a little bit high for me, being 5'3", but did it. Back on those double unders. This here, I believe you're gonna see a full round of me doing this workout, one of my middle rounds. So we have completed our burpees at this point, so you get to rest in between. Messed up the dubs once here. Not nearly as bad as when I was doing the burpees and then going back to the double under. And I was really happy. This is one of my sets of my unbroken deadlifts. Strength, never my biggest strong point. And deadlifts, I find them kind of boring and don't like doing them, so I end up breaking them up more than I should. But I decided to, buckle down, pick the thing up, and knock it out. We did end up finishing third in this one. Finished up the second workout, and that one was fun because the first one was a lift, so your heart rate isn't really that high, and you're just kind of lifting, like I did 2 complexes. This one was 10 minutes of moving pretty much the whole time. So one person did burpees, while the other person completed 30 double unders, 10 deadlifts. After that person finished the 10 deadlifts, you would switch. That person would do the burpees, and then the first person would go and do those deadlifts and double unders. So I started on the burpees, and I definitely did the majority of the burpees because I did 2 full rounds of my partner doing the 30 double unders and 10 deadlifts of burpee time, where she did 1 full round of me doing it and then had like 3 burpees to do or 4 burpees to do after I started my second set. of the 30 double unders, 10 deadlifts. It was a lot of burpees. It was a burpee to a target, and the target was on the wall. So midway through the second round, I felt like I was there for a long time. I needed to switch sides because to reach with the same arm over and over again was getting like weirdly fatiguing, and like jumping the same direction was a little bit weird. So switch that up. I've not done burpees to a target like that really ever. I think they did it in the Last Chance qualifier one year. So it's something that we might be seeing, and it's a good way to do burpee to a target where the target is the same for everybody. Like if you did a bar, like a pull-up bar, it would be different for people depending on how tall the bar is. You just put this line, a tape line across the entire gym, and everyone has the same line. And me being 5'3", had to jump a little bit. It was an 88-inch line, so I had to jump a little bit there to get up to it. But I was also happy with the burpees, or not the burpees, I was happy with the burpees, but I was also happy with the double unders and deadlifts because I did the deadlifts unbroken for all but one round, I think. So for me, that was really good, and I was really happy with that. The double unders were severely affected by all the jumping from the burpee. For me, at least, for sure. Like, it was bad. Once my partner and I had finished the 75 burpees and just had to rest in between sets, it was so much easier to do those double unders. But coming off the burpees into those double unders, it's hard. Anyway, though, we're having fun. Like I said, there's only 3 people in the RX division, or 3 teams of 2. And I think there's a chance we're going to come in last. But we're also going to come in third and on the podium. So, you know, grateful to be here. Grateful for the opportunity. We actually just signed up for this 2 weeks ago. We didn't even practice the workouts together. So we're just doing it for fun. We don't really work out together very often because my partner is 17 and still in high school. And I work out in the morning, so I only see her on the weekends. So, you know, we're just here for fun and to do it. And it's just to challenge ourselves. And it's been good. So we got 2 more workouts to do. I'm going to eat a snack and then go to the next one.
Ready? Not for these free wall balls. Let's see if good luck.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here is the chipper workout. It was the longest workout of the day. And it started out with wall walks. I don't know if you just saw that, the way I got on the wall, a little bit weird with my feet. The standard was a little bit different here. Your hand, instead of touching the line, had to be in front of that line when you started the wall walk. So instead of it being like touching the 55-inch line, it had to be in front of the 2-inch tape. It made it a bit longer and a little bit difficult for somebody my height to touch the wall when I kicked up. Like, I was just much farther away with my hands being several inches farther in front of me than they usually were. Adapted to it, knocked it out. But the first time kicking up onto the wall or bringing my feet up, I didn't really realize how much farther away I was from it than I usually am. So it made the wall walks a little bit more challenging, but the truth is, everyone there had to adapt to that new standard. So if everyone's doing the same thing, it doesn't really matter if it's different and a little bit awkward because everyone's dealing with the same awkwardness. Although I guess if you're someone who's a little bit taller, the distance won't feel as far. So moving on from the 10 alternating wall walks to 20 toes to bar, which had to be synced up here. And like I said, my partner and I don't work out a lot together just because we have, you know, very different schedules. So it's a little bit challenging syncing when you haven't done a ton of syncing. But we got some of these good. We got, you know, some that were no reps, but most of them were pretty decent. Here we are now moving on to the dumbbell snatches. There were 40 dumbbell snatches, the 35-pound dumbbell, synchronized at the top. So you didn't have to touch the bottom at the same time. You had to have it overhead at the same time. This is where things got a little bit dicey for us. That's my partner telling me that her back was starting to bother her. So that ended up being an issue that sort of became a problem during this workout. A lot of hinging involved in this dumbbell snatch. And then you have to remember, you see her working on her back there, just getting really tight on her. We just did a bunch of deadlifts. Literally, you know, an hour or two before we did this workout. And it just made it really difficult for her back, and she's failed that wall ball. It was just hard on her. There was nothing we could do about it in the moment, but just try to chip away as much as we could. But we had to break these wall balls up into sets of 2s and 3s and 4 just to do what we could. And you had to be synchronized in this too, which is also difficult to do, especially because we were pretty far away from each other. And her back was making it difficult for her to do the squats and throw the wall ball and get it to the target, because this was also a 10-foot target, which is harder and worse if your back's not working with you. So we did make it back to this dumbbell snatch. Took a while. Again, I just sort of told my partner, like, if we have to stop, we have to stop. Like, we don't have to do any more reps if it's going to mess you up. She did push through, and we finished the workout. This was the 3rd place finish, but, you know, we kept moving through it even though it was rough for my partner, and I'm proud of her for doing that. Walk and vlog this one, which is always a little bit more awkward because people stare at you, but that's okay. So that one didn't go as well as we'd hoped. My partner's back got very tight on the dumbbell snatches, and that just sort of changed everything, and we had to go a lot slower, but you know, we stuck with it. Fun, and we got one more.
3, 2, 1, go.
Final workout of the day, yay. Okay, so I ended up being partner 1 for this workout because I am a little bit better than my partner at burpees, and she was having some back issues on the last workout, so it just made sense to put me first. So starting out with 15 calories on the bike. So this is a 10-minute time cap on it. So I was just trying to get this done as quickly as possible to give my partner as much time as she could to get it done. I will say none of the RX teams finished this workout, so it was a lot to get done, but a couple of us got close. So working on those 15 cals on this bike, not my favorite thing, but just got to kind of push through, gets your heart rate up to make everything else just a little bit more difficult, and just got to chip away at it and kind of keep your heart rate under control, because the other things coming are a little bit more technical, like pull-ups, chest to bar, and even doing these burpees, because again, it was to a target, the same target, so it takes a little bit more jumping and a little bit more accuracy. So moving on to the pull-up bar to try to knock out these 15 pull-ups, and I started with a big set of butterfly. I prefer doing butterfly, but I think just the compounding of the day, after I went up to do my second set and knock out the last 6 of these, got a little bit off rhythm and could not do the butterfly. There you go, you see? So I just went back to the kipping, just like get them done, however you got to get them done to get to the wall and do those burpees. So moving over the wall, got 15 burpees again to this 88-inch target. So it's a little bit of a jump for me. Some of the taller people don't have to jump as much, but it is what it is. Just got to keep moving through it, and I didn't really mind it too much. Just got to get used to hitting that and having an idea of where it is without having to necessarily look up at it every time, because that's, you know, a pain and going to make you a little bit dizzy if you're always trying to spot the line. Just got to know about where it is, and then you can feel the tape feels a little bit different than the wood, so you're able to know if you're hitting it or not. 15 of these, and then after that, we go back to the bar for chest to bar pull-ups this time, and the reps go down from 15 to 12. So you're seeing my whole workout for this part, my first part of the workout. Figured I'd give you some insight, and you know, I felt pretty okay. Yes, this is the last workout and I've done a lot, but I was able to stay pretty composed during this and move through it. I decided just to kip the chest to bar from the start because I kind of lost my butterflies on the last set, and I saw the other women in the heat kipping as well. So I'm like, let's just kip these, stay consistent, make sure every rep counts, make sure my chest hits every single time, and just be smart about it versus trying to do the butterflies and maybe missing my chest or just getting my heart rate up way too high to finish up this workout and give my partner as much time as I could. So finishing up these last few reps of my chest to bar and going back to the wall. So now we have 12 more burpees to that target, and I'm switching sides again because jumping that same direction I was jumping for the majority of the last time we did these in the previous workout and the previous 15 that we did here just was, starts to, I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels like you need to change it up. So if you ever do this type of workout where you jump and you do a burpee to a target on a wall, I would suggest switching sides when you have an opportunity to. That's not going to slow you down too much. So I probably should have just started at the 12 on the opposite side, but switched fast, kept moving, and just tried to get back to the bike as soon as I can. So after this, I finish my portion of this workout with 7 calories. Here I go, 7 calories on the assault bike, which again is not my strong suit, but I just tried to put my head down and ride the bike as hard as I could. I was looking at the clock, trying to make sure I gave my partner at least 5 minutes, which she ended up having a little bit more than half the time to get as much as she could. Her reps went down a little bit from mine, but instead of having pull-ups and chest to bar, she had chest to bar and bar muscle-ups. So reps went down, the movements got more challenging. So hopping off the bike after my 7 calories, she's hopping right on to do her 12, I believe. And then she'll go from the bike into some chest to bar pull-ups. And if you see here, she had some beautiful butterfly chest to bar pull-ups. I was very impressed and envious of that. And she got to the bar muscle-ups. See there? And did a couple. Here I am clapping and appreciating all she could do. It was awesome. Awesome competition, awesome day. Here is the podium celebration. And here I am with my partner on the podium. We finished third, we finished last and third somehow, which you don't usually do that, last and podium. So, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Pretty cool to be on the podium. And the women in the division were all really strong and awesome. One of the women in the team that won is going to be competing as a master at the Northern California Classic, which is a pretty tough competition. So awesome competition to go against. Was a really good time. And, we may have came in last, but we still podiumed and we had a ton of fun. All right, I just pulled in back home, drove back from Woodland, California, and it was a good day. It actually moved very quickly. They kept everything on time. It was a really well-run competition. This is a Girls Gone RX competition, and it was to raise money for breast cancer and to support breast cancer research. So that was pretty cool. And the event raised like $9,000. And there was a woman there who has metastatic breast cancer, and she spoke at the event, and that was really nice to hear from her. So it's awesome to see and do these kind of things where there's like more meaning behind them than just it's a competition. And good news, I ended up on the podium. But there were only 3 teams in our division, and we did finish third. We came in second in 2 of the workouts, and the team that won every single workout. So, pretty cool to end up on a podium. This is my first podium ever. It is challenging getting on a podium, and a lot of competitions. There's a lot of good competition, good girls to compete against, good women to compete against. So it doesn't usually happen. And there was like a scale division and an RX division. The scale division had about like 15 teams in it. The RX division just had the 3 of us. And we did come in second in some of the workouts, but came in third overall. But we still got some goodies, which was pretty cool because I was like, oh, awesome. I got to be on my first podium, even though it was pretty much automatic. I forgot about those big goodies. So like we got some crazy looking sunglasses and some caffeine and kilos coffee. Do I drink coffee? No. Do I have coffee now? Yes. So maybe I'll find someone to give that to. And then we got a nice bag of a bunch of CBD MD products, which I've never tried before, but I think it'll be pretty cool to try some. This is a pain reliever, and this is CBD PM, so it's for sleeping. And this is some, I guess it's like a BioFreeze type thing. So this is a pretty decent size and nice gifts. This is actually a gift certificate for a weight belt from Hero Barbell Co. That's pretty cool. I got some bath bombs. And there's another gift card for something. I'm not sure what this is, but I have a gift card to it now. So that should be pretty cool. Oh, Community Coalition. I guess it's for different brands. It looks like it's for like $100 towards any of those brands. It's actually pretty good. This is all right, my camera just died, so I quick had to switch to my phone. But I think there's one more thing in here. One more thing. Oh, another gift card. This one's for $25, but I think it's for the same thing. So, pretty cool actually. It's a pretty stacked bag full of little goodies for the 3rd place RX team. That's us. I appreciate you guys tagging along for these memories and watching my videos. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. I plan to go to semifinals down in Pasadena, the North America West. Plan to go to the CrossFit Games. So we got a lot of things coming up. Our team from our gym, Diablo CrossFit, actually made semis, so that should be pretty cool. So lots of fun content coming up, and you don't want to miss it. So subscribe, like the video, and I appreciate you all for watching. I have to go inside and take Carson for a walk. All right, bye.